You gotta work your ass off, dude. Like, if you wanna be good at this sport, unless you're a genetic freak, you gotta work your ass off. I mean, every day you're learning how to better yourself.
Get it again! Get it again! One more, Jay! Yes! Yes! Hit that! Hit that!
What got me into fitness was I came from being, I was on the Junior Olympic team as a martial artist up until I was about 15 years old. Quit martial arts. I started hanging out with the wrong kids, and I ended up in juvenile. And I was just a little kid from the suburbs, but when I went to juvie, I was with some serious gangsters. So the first 8 months, I was getting my butt kicked, dude. Treated like crap. I was smaller than everybody else. It was a huge wake-up call that I needed to change my life and change the direction that I was headed in. So I started doing push-ups and pull-ups, and I had to get bigger. I had to defend myself. And when I graduated, I came back to Arlington, and I knew in my heart that I have to do something in fitness. Like, this is what I'm meant to do.
Oh, I like that shit.
And to teach others how to do this and show them that there's a better version of themselves out there if they're willing to work for it. So that's what got me into fitness. I didn't realize how much bodybuilding provided structure to my life and kept me out of negative things that I could have been doing. When I let it go and I had to, take my year off because of, me and my wife were trying to have a baby, so all that stuff had to take a back seat. I couldn't train at 100%, so I didn't want to. I didn't have to. I didn't have to follow that structure. I didn't have that, I gotta eat at this time, I gotta be asleep at this time, I have to do this at this time. I was drinking more than, I don't even drink. I started drinking. I was working a lot, but I was just doing things that I don't necessarily do, and I really sunk into a depressed place, man. I'm sitting here watching the guys that I've come up with starting to do really well in pro shows. They're winning shows. I'm over here, I'm losing 20 pounds. Like, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, where's my body going? Like, what is happening? But I knew that it was for a bigger purpose and something that wasn't selfish, which is a hard thing that we have to do sometimes, but it was needed. But now that I reflect on it, it made me learn that no matter what you're going through, this too shall pass at some point. But it was a low year, man. I felt terrible about myself. I didn't like the way I looked. Yeah, my business did great. I worked my butt off. I got to help a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, that's my passion, but I wasn't done with my goal and my vision for my life. So now this fire that's lit, it's like, I only have about 10 more years of this until I'm out of my prime. So it's now or it's never.
Come on!
I tell you, I just kept losing and losing and losing. 2012, 2013. I didn't start winning anything until 2014. But in my heart, I wholeheartedly knew that I wanted to do this, and I knew I could do this. I just needed a little more time to build the muscle, to build the density, to learn the posing. I wasn't blessed to just walk on stage and be a badass at bodybuilding. I had to really, really work at it. I mean, I had to spend hours and hours learning posing, showing my body, for the, my strengths that I had. I mean, it wasn't just I walked on stage and was some freak. I had to really, really grind in it, man, and read books and study what the greats did and how Frank Zane would work angles with posing. And that's actually where I started getting better, was reading those guys who have done what I did and seeing those tricks and techniques that they used and they actually worked. If you guys want to learn how to train, go to the basics. Another thing that I think is going to be a big improvement is the fact that I'm flexible now. I used to not be flexible. Just like some of the stretches that we did in between our training. Flexibility is a huge thing when it comes to bodybuilding. I think the good guys probably have a background in some type of sport where they had to be flexible. You look at a gymnast's body. Same thing with posing. My posing is going to be better because I'm flexible. I'm going to present my body a lot better. And I want it more than I ever had in my life.